Hey there, my name's Curtis Lucas and you're watching Empire Building. So I'm coming to you once again from the studio. It's been a little while. I thought I'd jump in here and record a couple of videos. But yeah, after the last video I posted from the truck and got that uploaded, the first thing, by the time I got it uploaded was right at the closing bell when Amazon delivered its massive beat and obviously surprised the market, considering during the day, Amazon was actually down almost 8%, which was quickly reversed once their earnings were released. And by the time after hours was completed, they were up over 14%. And this had a massive impact on the NASDAQ as a whole, which, as I've been saying, instantly pulled up crypto. It's a strange phenomenon that somehow Bitcoin, people are buying Bitcoin based on what Amazon stock is doing, or Facebook, or Apple. It's a strange phenomenon, but that is how this market behaves these days. I long for the day when people look at this sector on its own merits and stop tying it to what is going on in the broader markets. But it's just the nature of what we have to deal with right now. As far as it stands right now, the vast majority of the major earnings that we needed to worry about are behind us. I believe Alibaba reports next week, but I'm not sure how much of an impact that is going to have. But there is at least one major event that is going to happen next week, and that is, yet again, we're going to get CPI inflation numbers for the month of January on Thursday next week. So that is another point that's going to definitely inflict some volatility as people try to anticipate what that's going to look like. Those have been one of those figures that has often led to an initial rise, but then a very quick and rapid fall shortly thereafter. So that's not something that I'm prepared to make any predictions on. Obviously, we know it's going to be high, being 7% from December. I don't expect it to be that much different come January. But I think what the market's waiting to see with regards to that is, do we see any signs of it pulling back? Any signs that it drops? If that happens, we will see a pretty significant response, because any sign that inflation is dropping, then that would signal that the Fed doesn't have to act as aggressively. So this is why this number is going to be very important. I think the best we can hope for is no change whatsoever. But as far as Bitcoin is concerned, as I'm recording this, we've had another little pump up in the evening hours. Yeah, this reversal as a result of the massive beat from the earnings call from Amazon was just what we needed to breathe some new life. And we are yet again approaching the downtrend. Obviously, we've been in this zone ever since we bottomed out at $33,000, and this most recent pullback was starting to look pretty sketchy. But yeah, we've got a new lease on life and another shot at breaking this downtrend. My thoughts on this are we're probably going to do it. I think it's definitely doable, but will it happen, tomorrow, or is this going to trade sideways to the weekend and we make the move by Monday? Again, I mean, it's fun to make these kinds of predictions, but I don't know any better than any of you guys do. I don't have any control over what Bitcoin does, but heck, it is fun to watch these things play out. And we've been waiting a very, very long time for this to happen. I mean, I think we've been awfully patient, and I cannot say I've ever seen this kind of price action for such a long period of time. Even the last drawdown that we went through wasn't quite like this. When we were dropping down from the previous high, the initial drop was quite swift, and we even at least had one significant bounce. But then that drop was quite swift, and we basically traded sideways for a few months before the reversal finally happened. But this was quite different. We haven't really had any significant bounces, and it's just been down with short periods of sideways price action, and never able to break out of that downtrend. It's been demoralizing, to say the least. But these things cannot last forever. Just for the sake of it, I had to look just to see, what would this if this was to continue much longer, where would we actually find ourselves? And the reality is, if this had continued for, say, a couple more months, we would actually find ourselves down around prices by, the end of April, would be all the way back down to $10,000 by the end of April, if we could not break this downtrend. This is going to happen. Nothing can be sustained indefinitely. No different than when the price goes up. It doesn't go up in a straight line, and it usually doesn't go down in a straight line for very long either. So I'm maintaining that holding and just reaccumulating as much as we possibly can safely is the best strategy to continue onward with. What's interesting about all this, though, as I've been watching this, is Ethereum is nearly breaking out yet again. It's been quite strong since it reached its bottom, which turned out to be right about a little 2150 or 2160 or so, $2,160. And yeah, as far as where we're sitting right now, we're currently up 28%. That's a huge move up in a relatively short period of time. Bitcoin is nowhere near that strong of a recovery, but still, we're still looking so far at a fairly modest, let's see what we got here, roughly 14% recovery. So yeah, obviously Bitcoin being a significantly larger market cap, it's harder to move that needle. I've been wanting to talk more about Bitcoin and Ethereum on this channel. I know the vast majority of the viewers are investors in Bitcoin mining stocks, but I am an investor in Ethereum. I mined Ethereum for years, and I run an Ethereum validator node. I don't want to get too much into the philosophies of Bitcoin versus Ethereum, which is better. Proof of stake versus proof of work. Obviously, I am a believer in both. I think they both serve an extremely important role, but proof of work is the only one that's proven to be censorship resistant and is the most fair of all the consensus models. Having said that, that does not mean I think that proof of stake has no merit. I obviously don't think that, otherwise I wouldn't be running a validator node myself. But I do recognize that it is a lesser proven technology. Until now, until what's coming, no proof of stake model has ever been attempted at the scale at which Ethereum is about to do it on. Other proof of stake networks are many orders of magnitude smaller than Bitcoin and certainly even Ethereum. So these systems there's no way to prove they work theoretically. It must be proven practically. It must be shown in practice, in the open, exposed to attacks. And those attacks will come. When you have a network worth as much as it is, you are open to those attacks. So we don't know how this is going to play out. I am of the opinion that this is going to work. But I also recognize that just because, even if it does work for Ethereum, that does not mean that it should be imposed on Bitcoin. Under no circumstances do I think Bitcoin should change its consensus algorithm to proof of stake, even if it proves effective for Ethereum. But I know I'm going down another rabbit hole, another tangent. This is a topic I could spend an entire video on. But if you're interested in hearing more about that, let me know down in the comments. We can talk about it some more. I know that this is a pretty hot button issue for some, but it is important, and it's going to become a broad part of the conversation over the coming year. So I'm interested in becoming a part of that dialogue and educating some people along the way about some of the misconceptions of both of those models. So yeah, that was a little bit of a varied topic for tonight's video, but I wanted to at least share some of my thoughts. It's just nice to see that we've got at least a second chance here. All hope has not been lost. But yeah, we'll have to keep a close eye on what happens next week with the CPI numbers that are going to come out on Thursday. But between now and then, I think there's a high chance that we will finally break this trend line. Unless something unexpected comes out of the woodwork, I think time is on our side for a change. But that's it for now. I'll see you all in the next one. Let's get back to empire building.